Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I recently came across a video on my Instagram talking about how you shouldn't do barbell back squats anymore. You shouldn't do them anymore. You should focus on doing a squat that's more like a swing with dumbbells. Let me play the video for you.
One exercise you should never do is this dumb shit. You should never squat because it's gonna put your spine in this terrible loaded position and put you in a poor postural position with your butt out and your shoulders back. Instead, what I want you to do is grab some dumbbells and swing into a squatted position and drive yourself up. Think about it, if you wanted to jump high up in the air, you're not gonna do this back and forth, but you're gonna use your entire body as a whole. When you swing back and forth and jump up in the air, this is how we move. So squat this way instead of that way.
Okay, so obviously there's a lot to unpack there. And essentially what ND_wellness is saying is that instead of doing a loaded back squat that puts your spine in a poor position, you should be doing this swing squat with dumbbells. So right out of the gate, me as a trainer, what I notice is, okay, well, not everybody can do a swing squat with dumbbells. You have to have good core stability in order to do that. And also, you're gonna be very limited to how much weight you can use or how much weight you can load with when doing a swing squat with dumbbells like that. And if you don't believe me, go try it right now. Go grab a pair of 20, 25 pound dumbbells. I don't care how strong you are. It's gonna be difficult to do that. Now, of course, can you progress with the exercise over time? Yeah, of course you can, but I don't think it's the safest alternative. Now, he's also said a few other things in here, but let's go down to the comment section because he wrote out a big explanation. One exercise you should never do. With barbell squatting being one of the most highly tested exercises, being backed up by countless peer-reviewed articles and commonly accepted EBP across the board, often the core foundation of many strength and power programs, how in the hell can we make such a claim as this? We get it with degrees in sports medicine, masters in exercise physiology and physical therapy. This unpopular opinion goes against everything we were taught too. It wasn't until we challenged at testing our bias that we began to change or more rather evolve our views with this exercise. He says the most fundamental human movement is actually walking/running, not squatting. This is where it all began to change for us. Human movement uses parabolic motions and often contralateral reciprocation. These are principles that are not found in the barbell squat. Over many years of practice, we have noticed that significant imbalances and restrictions in not only the everyday active person, but professional athletes as well. These restrictions are causing compensations and movement patterns that create an unwanted wear and tear on the muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Then we go ahead and add an axle load to drive home these compensations and imbalances, recipe for injury and decreased performance. Now, all this really says to me is that the athletes that are having these issues, they just don't have a well-rounded program that includes functionality training, right? There's nothing wrong with doing a barbell squat. There are a lot of benefits to doing a barbell squat that outweigh a lot of the things that he's talking about here. So for example, with a barbell squat, yeah, of course you're loading weight on your back, right? You're loading the barbell across your shoulders, and as you're going up and down, that load is being transferred to the muscles in your back, your core, and your legs, right? Your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your calves are being activated as well. Stabilizers in your back are being activated, your abdominals being activated, your lower back muscles being activated. And what's happening as all these muscles are being activated as you're doing your squats? Well, they're also being strengthened. All those muscles, those bones, those ligaments, those tendons are being strengthened as you increase the load as you start to do more squats. I think what happens is we fall into these like tunnel visions where we find a problem and then we just isolate it and stay there, and all of a sudden now we come up with a thesis based on this one problem for this one person because this athlete, quote unquote, just squatted all the time and didn't focus on too much functionality training, right? Take me for example. For a while I had stopped doing my good girl, bad girl exercises for my hip abductors and hip adductors, but I was still squatting consistently and I was going pretty heavy, 315 for sets of 6 to 8 repetitions. After a while, because I was slacking on my leg days, I started getting severe pain in my hips from doing the squats. And why? Because I wasn't training the accessory muscles in the sides that I needed to be training in order to keep everything balanced, right? Everything is about balance. Now, when it comes to doing a squat, you can still do a squat to increase your vertical jump. In fact, that's one of the benefits of doing a squat is increasing your vertical jump. And you can do things like load and explode, where you lower yourself slowly and then you jump up all the way. Or you can do pause squats, where you sit in that bottom position for a few seconds and then explosively push out of the bottom of the movement. It's been proven that your vertical jump will increase as you start to squat and increase that load. Also, another good thing about squats is it helps produce hormones. Your hormone production will increase, right? Testosterone production will increase as you do more squats. Growth hormone production will increase as you do more squats. This has been proven. There's also a lot of other benefits to squats, mainly being that we get up out of bed and up out of chairs all day long, and doing squats at the gym is going to help make sure that that functionality and mobility stays there. If you're going to the gym and you're squatting and you're not doing any sort of mobility or functionality training or warming up before you do that exercise, of course, over time, it can lead to things like injuries, tight hips, maybe you hurt your knee because your muscles are so tight and your knees are caving in as you're squatting. Like, there's a lot of different reasons why you might hurt yourself when squatting other than just because you did the exercise. A lot of the times, what it comes down to is if you hurt yourself while squatting, it's because you're not taking preemptive measures to ensure that you can do the exercise safely. So I don't think we should be making these blanketed statements like one exercise you should never do is a squat. I think that we should offer maybe alternatives based on what your goal is, or make suggestions. Like if I was doing a functional training circuit, I would do his type of squat. But if I'm trying to train an athlete for strength, I'm not going to say, hey, grab these 50-pound dumbbells and start swinging them over your head. It's just not going to happen. So if you guys like my videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you need a new 12-week program for building muscle or losing weight, go to my website, muscularstrength.com. You can try any of my 12-week programs for 7 days free. I'll see you next time.